The rain hammered against the sleek glass facade of La Maison Dorée, one of the city's most exclusive steakhouses, where the rich and powerful dined under crystal chandeliers. The hum of polished conversation and clinking silverware filled the air, until the doors swung open, and an old man stepped inside. His coat was soaked through, threadbare at the edges. His hands, gnarled with age, clutched a faded military cap. He shuffled forward, his eyes scanning the room with quiet hope. The host, a young man in a tailored suit, stiffened. His practiced smile didn't reach his eyes. "Sir, you're not welcome here," he said, just loud enough for nearby diners to hear. "Please leave before we call security." The old man flinched. "I just wanted to sit down for a minute," he murmured, his voice cracking. The host leaned in, his tone saccharine but sharp. "This isn't a shelter, sir. You need to go." Laughter from a nearby table. A woman in pearls glanced over, then quickly looked away. No one moved. No one spoke. Except for 6 men in the back. They hadn't said much all evening. Their table was littered with empty glasses, their postures relaxed but alert. They wore civilian clothes, but their short hair, their stillness, it marked them. Military. Special forces, maybe. One of them, a broad-shouldered man with a scar tracing his jawline, set down his whiskey. Slowly. Deliberately. Then he stood. The host froze, eyes darting to the insignia tattooed on the man's wrist, a trident and anchor. Navy SEAL. Another man at the table rose. Then another. Until all 6 of them were on their feet, their silence louder than any shout. The restaurant went dead quiet. The first SEAL walked forward, his boots heavy on the marble. He stopped in front of the old man. "Sir," he said, his voice firm but gentle. "Are you Staff Sergeant Raymond Douglas?" The old man blinked, startled. "Yes. A long time ago." The SEAL snapped into a salute. "It's an honor." The host paled. I didn't know." "You didn't ask," the SEAL cut him off, his voice low and dangerous. "You judged a man by his coat, not by his courage." Another SEAL stepped forward, gently taking Raymond's arm. "You're not leaving, Sergeant. You're dining with us." Tears welled in the old man's eyes. "You boys don't have to." "Yes," the first SEAL said, "we do. Because you did it for us first." A hostess scrambled to pull up a chair. The SEALs guided Raymond to the head of the table like he was a general. And in a way, he was. As the meal unfolded, the SEALs listened, really listened, as Raymond spoke of Vietnam. Of nights in the jungle, of brothers who never came home, of medals he never wore because the real weight wasn't on his chest, it was in his soul. He didn't brag. Didn't ask for thanks. He just talked. And one by one, the hardened warriors, men who had faced bullets, buried friends, carried the weight of war, began to break. Because they knew. No matter how elite their training, how advanced their gear, they stood on the shoulders of men like Raymond. Midway through dinner, the manager rushed over, sweating. "Sergeant Douglas, your meal is on the house." Raymond shook his head. "I'm not here for a free meal, son. Just wanted a warm place to sit." One of the SEALs turned, his voice like steel. "He didn't ask for a handout. He earned this." Another leaned in. "Hell, we should be paying him for this table." Later, as they left, Raymond tried to slip away into the night. "Where you going, Sergeant?" a SEAL called. "Back to the shelter," Raymond admitted, ashamed. "It's not far." The SEAL shook his head. "Not anymore. You're coming with us." "To where?" "Home." And just like that, they surrounded him, shielding him from the rain with their jackets, guiding him into their truck, making space for him not just in their vehicle, but in their lives. No cameras. No applause. Just honor. Because real warriors never forget the ones who paved the path. And in that quiet, rainy night, a forgotten soldier was reminded, his sacrifice still mattered. The brotherhood he fought for hadn't died. It was right here.